Hi, how you doing?
Good to see you, Jason, even virtually.
Yeah, I know, man. Luckily, I have seen you a little bit over this break, which has been
Yeah,
nice because I actually had you play on one of the Bardic inspiration songs for Idle Champions, which is an album that's coming out next week. So,
yeah,
I can
that
never.
one turned out cool.
Yeah, yeah. And you played on two songs on this album, maybe three. No, you actually played on three
Yeah,
because you played banjo on "Losing My Way," and we're gonna play that song right now in just a second. You played dobro on "You're About to," which is a song I wrote with Blue, and you played dobro on "Never Turning Back," which was a song that we did for the Undeadwood soundtrack. Uh, but I wrote lyrics to it, and of course the Undeadwood soundtrack was all instrumental. But for this particular song, because I was watching all the episodes and I was inspired by the show, I actually wrote lyrics to it. And so now there's an instrumental version on the Undeadwood soundtrack that came out at the end of 2019, and now there's a version of this song with lyrics and singing. Um, but let's kick things off because this is also a listening party. So we're
yeah.
going to listen to Losing My Way. And while we're doing that, everybody type in um, exclamation point wreckage to win the first subscription that we're going to give away. So let's listen to Losing My Way, which is track number 3 on the new album from the Wreckage right here. Right there.
Every time I try to stand, I just keep falling over. I can start to pull my bootstraps up, but I can't stop getting older. Oh, I bet you know just how that goes. Every day I grab the rung above me on that ladder. Down and just
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that was we played that live before
Yeah,
together.
we were playing that live for a while before we
Yeah.
recorded it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's one of the I mean like one of the inspirations for calling the album From the Wreckage is almost like there are all these songs that I really believed in that there and there's some new ones too, but for part one and part two, they're ones that, since I started my own label, I can put these out now and I don't have any grumpy A&R agent who's in a bad mood that day telling me, nah, that shouldn't be on the record.
Yeah,
Um,
you're the boss.
yeah, exactly. So if I put out something that's crappy, it's my fault. Can't blame it on anybody else. But I think I know what a good song is at this point in my life, right? Yeah. But I wanted to play like a minute of your we I have your banjo part isolated, and
Oh wow.
I'm just gonna play like a minute of it, Sean, just for everyone to hear. So when I'm bringing different guests on, I'm sort of deconstructing the songs a little bit. So, Sean, if you can just play like maybe the first minute just to hear his part isolated, let's check that out. Yeah, that was cool, man.
Thanks.
Do you remember playing all that? I mean, that's like
Uh,
complicated as hell.
yeah, I don't remember note for note. It's been a while since we recorded that. I mean, it's
Yeah,
been probably how long has it been?
yeah, that one we did a while ago, man.
Um,
Maybe 5 years
yeah,
ago at
it,
least.
it seems like
Yeah.
it was.
Whoop. Well,
Yeah.
since you've got your
Oh,
banjo
am I
there,
frozen? Oh wait.
yeah, you're good now. You froze for like a second, but you're back. I'm
Okay.
having like 8 different people on tonight, so I figured we're gonna have some hiccups, but luckily we can always just play a record or something. If but I think you're good now. Um, well, hold on, I'm checking. One sec. Um, but I thought since you're there and you have your banjo with you, could you maybe play us a little something?
Yeah, sure. I can try to sort of
No, play.
play.
Just play. Give me some Scruggs or whatever you feel like playing, man. I haven't had a banjo player on my show yet, or on my channel yet. So this will be
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, just a little bit of
Sweet, man.
yeah,
One of the questions in chat is Ragnar. Ragnar asks if there is time, can Adam tell us what a dobro is?
Oh yeah, I would love to.
Do you have one
Um,
there?
yeah, you want me to pull it out?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Grab
do
it
it.
and then tell us what it is.
Cool.
Because that is kind of like if you're not sort of in the biz, that is kind of a thing where you're not really sure what the difference between a dobro and a guitar, because it looks like a guitar, right?
All right. Yeah, let's see if I can get the camera so that it'll see this.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's a dobro. It looks like a regular guitar almost, except for this hubcap looking thing in the middle. And that's just a cover. Underneath that is an aluminum cone. Kind of looks like a speaker cone, but it's made out of aluminum. And it was invented to make it a little louder. But why it stuck around is because it's the way it makes it sound more than how loud it actually is. So this is like a pre-electric guitar invention to try to make the guitar louder. And back then, even in the States, playing steel guitar, like lap guitar, was actually more popular than Spanish style, which is like normal style of playing guitar. So that was around the same time that this was invented. And yeah.
Great.
So
Yeah,
that's
I've
the
got a
dobro.
little piece of your. There's another song on this album called "You're About to," and you do a dobro solo.
Oh, cool.
And I want to play that really quick.
Yeah.
It's only like maybe 8 bars, but I want to play that for the people too, so they can hear the difference.
Sweet.
A little bit on there and tell me.
Yeah, let me see if I can. How can I? Let me try to
Well,
move my
yeah.
my webcam down a little bit.
That works.
Sorry, I should have vacuumed my rug. But yeah, this is the dobro. It's
Cool,
yeah.
man. That's
So
awesome.
that's similar stuff to what I just played y'all on banjo, but should kind of demonstrate how they sound a little different
Yeah, absolutely.
with the same kind of ideas musically.
Well, before I bring on the next guest, tell me a little bit of what you've been up to and what your plans are. I mean, luckily they just announced yesterday, I think, that everybody can get vaccinated in California now next month. So that to me that kind of opens up some plans at least.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm so glad that the vaccine rollout has gone as smoothly as it has, and I can't wait for life to return to some sort of sense of normalcy, and especially for people that play music for a living. We haven't been able to play live for over a year, so really excited to get back out for people. I've missed it a lot, and I'm ready to get back to work.
Great, man. Well, thanks for all your contributions to the album, and hopefully we'll play some shows together again soon.
Yeah,
And,
my pleasure. Thanks for having me involved with your projects.
Always, man. You're like my go-to guy. So for studio and live too. So whenever we can. Yeah. So I'll be seeing you in the studio soon, and we'll make some more music and have some more adventures together soon. I'm sure.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Okay, man. I'll see you later.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for popping on. Boom. We're just gonna go from guest to guest to guest. My friend Katie Cole. Katie,
Hey,
hey, how are you?
yay. I'm good. Congratulations on the new album. So excited for you.
Thanks. I got to admit, like, even though the song that we did is a cover, it's my favorite song on the album. And what you did to it is really kind of what made it that.
Well, I mean, I tried to stay pretty true to the original, but still, I mean, I've always been such a fan of your voice. I mean, you are one of the few people I've met of like today's era. I mean, I don't know how, I mean, I've met a few legends in my life, but you have one of those voices that just kind of, it just defies all logic.
Thanks.
You've got those chops, you've got the range. You can do songs like that, and not, I mean, so many people cover songs like that, like Badfinger or Foreigner, and you're waiting for it and you hear the vocal and you're just like, no. But you sing it and you just own it. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. But before we're gonna play that song in a second. But before we do, what have you been up to? Because you moved to Nashville a couple years ago, and I know you're putting out music too. Just trying to navigate through this time, I guess, right?
I mean, yeah, it's been tough for everyone.
Yeah,
Let's be super honest. I mean,
right.
we share the best parts of ourselves with social media and with everyone else, but it's been challenging. I mean, I've kept myself busy with doing. I do online monthly shows as well, and just by all request. I mean, probably similar to what you do as well. Just trying to keep my fans excited and engaged in between listening to the new music I've been putting out. I put out a few singles last year, and put out a new single a few weeks ago called "I'm Gonna Love You," and it's total sort of old school, sort of Otis Redding, but with my flair, or whatever you want to call it, flair. But it's been so difficult to really adapt and pivot to really just being online, and this being your stage, this being the thing that people, people usually would come to your shows and get to know your personality, and you convey other parts of your personality via social media or other things, but now it's the only platform. I think you just have to diversify what you do and keep people engaged with, I don't know, showing them different parts of your personality with not just music, because there's only, I mean, I've learned obviously covers. I do a lot of covers on YouTube like everyone else does as well, but just, there's only so many times you can throw like the same song that you've done at people, or like, this is just my music and my music and my music. People
Right.
want to get to know your personality also via the interpretations you do of other songs. And I love that you included a cover on your record to do exactly that, that you interpret it and it's still true to the original, but it's totally Jason Charles Miller. And like that's a perfect like example of what like today's market's about.
Thank you. And there's one thing actually we haven't talked about yet. You joined the Smashing Pumpkins
Well, I've
since
been
we
a
talked last.
well, well, I've been in Nashville since 2015, and like I I played an opening show for Billy Corgan in 2014, and started as like a tour. I'm essentially just a touring musician with the band. I'm like an unofficial member,
Yeah.
but I've been essentially with the band touring since 2015, playing bass, and then 2016 playing bass, and then the arena tour. The first arena tour was playing keys and vocals as well, of course, and playing keys again. We did a huge European tour, 2019, 19 countries. Like
That's awesome.
it was like, it was literally one of those things of like, what city am I in? What country am I in? What can I go and eat? Like that was the tour, and totally, blew my mind being able to do all that stuff. And obviously I've done a couple of openings, tours with Billy Corgan solo too as well, and I've sang on some of his records, and I also did all the background vocal arrangements for the new Pumpkins record that came out last year as well, and sang on the record too. But I mean, as you know, and I know, like, I love background vocals, and I'm such a fan of like just layering up stuff and creating like vibes, or like catching vibes that might already be there, and then also just including other stuff that isn't there that I'm thinking of, because I think of things all the time. But I've just tried to keep myself busy doing all this other stuff, and thankfully, like, I've garnered a lot of the alternative world fans as well that have come on board to support like my solo career too, which has been such a surprise and such an incredible thing that's happened, because they are totally digging my weird Americana Australian thing.
Australicana, maybe?
Australia. I've tried to make that work, and it just sounds
Didn't
like
quite
a
work.
condition.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, or a medically, if you or it may cause side effects. I don't know.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna listen to the song right now.
Yay.
This is really, and you really made the song. Thank you so much for doing that. Stewart Cararas, who produced the track with me and mixed it. Uh, it was his suggestion, and I'm like, of course, yes, Katie. God, that'd be perfect. So here's Day After Day. This is track 3 on on the album. So here we go.
I remember finding out about you. Every day my mind is all around you. Looking out from my lonely room, day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you. I remember holding you while you sleep. Every day I feel the tears that you weep. Looking out from my lonely gloom, day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you. Looking out from my lonely room, day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you. I remember finding out about you. Every day my mind is all around you. Looking out from my lonely gloom, day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've told this story a couple times, but for the longest time, I thought that was a Paul McCartney song, because like I would hear it on classic rock radio when I was driving around, and I think the reason that I thought that is because George Harrison actually produced it, so it had
Huh.
it had that kind of vibe to it or something.
Yeah, you're probably picking up some vibes.
Yeah. But I want to play. So I have have like the choir of Katie that I want to play for people. So because I've been
Okay.
deconstructing these tracks a little bit, so I'm going to
Oh,
play
cool.
people your part alone, and we'll listen to that for a little bit, and let's play that next. I just want you guys to hear what Katie sent me that inspired me to step it up a little bit once she sent it.
Day after day. I give my love. I remember holding you while you sleep. Every day I feel the tears that you weep. Looking out from my to looking out from my lonely room, day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love. I remember finding out about you. Every day my mind is all around you. Looking out from my lonely room, day after day. Bring it home, baby, make it soon. I give my love to you.
Yeah. So look, if anyone had any doubt on you being a background vocal arranger, let all doubts fly. Not that anyone did, but I'm just saying. Like,
I appreciate
you know,
that.
all those background arranger haters out there, listen to that. Not that-
Well, no one does it anymore. That's the thing. It's like a lot of background vocals, it just ends up being, and I'm all for simple songs when they need to be simple, but a lot of the time it's like people don't hear the part that could be there. And like just because you think maybe this could be a key part or a violin, it's like it could also be a vocal. Like it could also play that role.
yeah. Yeah, no. And it almost made it feel like a duet, so thank
Yeah. Well,
you.
thank you for inviting me to be on board this project.
No, absolutely. And we're just gonna have to do more from here.
Yup.
And what I love is that, just the way technology is now that we can do this remotely. I mean, I go to Nashville a lot, or I did. I haven't in about a year.
Yeah.
I hope to
No
again.
one's been anywhere in a
Yeah,
year.
yeah, exactly. Which was crazy too, because my friend Blue Foley, a songwriter from Nashville, he's the last person that I had at my house before he was here. Like March, it was like March 13th or something, when like he was like, oh God, I don't even know if I can get home now to
Yeah.
Nashville, because everything was just shutting down
Yeah.
and nobody knew anything, and it was just like
Totally.
pandemonium. So yeah, I mean, Nashville's in my blood, but just to know that we can do how great the technology is now, that we're just hanging out, right?
We're hanging out, we're listening to songs, we're listening to weird a cappella Katie.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
totally. I mean, this is how we do things now. Like, I don't know if things will ever go back to, I mean, you'll always go into studios and do things, but knowing that you can work with people remotely and do things remotely when needed, game changer.
Yeah, exactly. So and what's interesting is I've been doing some Zoom writing and things like that, and writing over Skype, and now it I think we've all adapted to that too, to where people used to hate to do remote writing, but now, since that's sort of the only option available to us, uh we can really I don't know, just our brains adapt, our whole
Yeah,
lifestyle
it's
adapts to this.
it's a learning curve, and once you get past like a couple of writes and you maybe amp up your technology a little bit and make sure that you've got headphones on where you're writing, or a good like USB mic or something like that, so that things are in real time and you're not getting like those weird lags that still occur, like even if it's just that half second while you're talking, while someone else is talking, or you're singing while someone else is singing, those bits still happen. But knowing how to sort of adapt to that, that takes a few writes. And obviously writing via Zoom or Skype or however you do it, writing with people that like those are the easiest ones, because you sort of already know what the other person is thinking and where they're going to go with things. But I think everyone's sort of on that page of like, well, once you get over the hump of not being in the room with someone, it's totally fine. And that's what I mean. That's what all the songwriters are doing here.
Right. No, good. That's great. Well, Katie, I'm gonna bring on my next guest, and thank you so much for popping in, and thanks for contributing to the album. And I'm so glad I enjoyed. I enjoyed seeing you on the Tonight Show. That was pretty awesome.
I've had some crazy bucket list checks being part of the Pumpkins thing, I'll tell you what. And that was obviously one of them, like doing that remotely and all that stuff, but still like
Still,
Tonight Show, I've been on the Colbert Show, like all these weird bucket list checks that you're like, what? Who knew? But thank you. I'm glad you saw it.
incredible.
And
Yeah.
best of luck to you for promoting the album. I'll give it some shout outs here and there on all my socials. And yeah, thank you again for inviting me on board the Jason Charles Miller Show.
Absolutely. I'll have to bring you back. So Monday nights I do a show called Miller's Music Mondays, and it's like this, but I run it like a songwriter round,
Oh,
so we go
fun.
back and forth. So I'll have to have you on as a guest.
No, that'd be
To
fun.
promote your new stuff. So I'm sure people would love
Sound sounds good. Hit me up and yeah, just have fun with the rest of your evening.
that. Okay. See you later.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, before that was Katie Cole, everybody. Before I bring on my next guest, I just want to remind everyone that Amazon gave me 5 codes to give out a free subscription for a year of Amazon Music HD, which is like about $180 value, which is $180 value, something like that. We'll just put it that way. But anyway, that's my little sales pitch. So I'm opening it to all my subscribers. Anybody that's been a subscriber or that has been with us for this time, or even if you subscribe now, I would love for you to win this. So our mods are running. The Demono's running the giveaway in the chat because I'm busy talking to everybody here. But I think we've got 4 more to give away, right? Have we given away 1 or 2 already? But we've got more. So if you're a subscriber, you're eligible to enter. And 3. Oh, we've done 2, and we got 3 left. Okay, cool. We'll pace them out every. I don't think you have to type it every time. I think if you just type !Wreckage, you're in and you're in. Listen to those dulcet tones. Let's bring on. Hey, what's happening, Gary?
Hey.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Sounding good.
How are we?
Good. How are we? How are we, sir? Welcome.
I think we're
Gary
okay.
Joseph Potter Jr., everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to my Twitch channel. Welcome to my show and to
I don't think I've ever been here before.
You haven't. Yeah.
No.
But we have been on stage together a lot, that's for sure.
Yes, sir,
So,
we have.
Gary is my main guitar player in my band. And also we co-wrote the song In the Wasteland together. You played guitar on almost all of In the Wasteland. Whoa, and
Sorry about that.
Camera's gone.
Yep, that was me. Yep,
Okay.
I'm back.
Well, now we know Gary Potter. How do we know each other? What's happening, Aquatic Demon? We know each other because Marty O'Brien introduced us, right?
That's Marty. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
So
Marty, I think, God, when did Marty introduce us? NAMM?
At NAMM. At the NAMM
Yeah.
show, the North American Music Merchants Convention, which sounds way more boring than it is because it's really like a rock and roll convention, kind of. It's where every music manufacturer comes together and shows off their new gear for, not Vietnam, NAMM, NAMM, shows off all of their new gear for the year to representatives of music stores across the world. But if you're a professional musician, you usually get to go anyway and try out the new gear because because like whoever might be endorsing you will let you in, or will have you come in and have you come in and do like a music demonstration or something like that. But anyway, that's where we met. Stewart's in chat, and he's going to be on in about a half hour. But he said we met at NAMM 2015. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And I think I met Stewart around the same day. I think I met Stewart at the same time, didn't I? Or was that much after when we started recording?
No, I mean, Stewart and I, like, if I'm in town and I'm going to NAMM, it's almost always me and Stewart wandering around.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I met Stewart right around the same time, or at least that same weekend anyway.
And Marty O'Brien, by the way, is so right now he plays bass for Lita Ford. When I met him, he was filling in on bass for Disturbed. Then later we toured together because he was filling in on bass for Static X. Then he played bass for, well, at first he played bass for Methods of Mayhem. Then he played bass for Tommy Lee's solo band. So as Andrew Bernarski once said, Marty O'Brien's coming for your job. That's the thing. I didn't know Marty when he was in Kilgore Smudge, which is really weird. I didn't know.
But Marty and I are from the same place. We're both from Rhode Island,
and you didn't know each other then.
No, well, because he's a little older than me, I think, and I was really good friends before with Mike Longworth because Mike and I used to be in bands that would play together all in, Rhode Island and Massachusetts. And I didn't meet Marty until I had moved because of Mike. And then, of course, Marty has introduced me to everyone. And that's how I know people now. And it's all because of that wonderful man.
And Gary, we knew this was going to happen, but we got you're a guitar wizard, Gary.
Of course. Yeah. Been getting a lot of interesting comments on my little nerdy guitar posts. That's always just like, hey, Harry Potter, you're playing through a fake amp. Or, hey, Harry, how are you? You're a wizard. It never ends.
Yeah. You're playing through your invisibility amp today. I see.
Yeah, my fake amp.
We're gonna play a song. We're gonna play a song that you played on.
Okay.
This is one that I wrote with and I had Adam Hall on 2 guests ago, and he played dobro on it, and you played acoustic guitar on it, and this one is called You're About To. This is one of my favorites on the record too. So let's listen to that, and then we'll come back.
Tunnel when you're riding those rails, spinning in a funnel on a short trip to hell. There's thieves in the temple, there's a wolf at the door, and you're blind to the devil, and he just wants more. If you don't know by now, you're about to. If you don't know by now, you're about to. You don't know that road you're on when the demon drives you home. Brother, it won't take too long for everything is gone. Spirit in those evil things will turn you to your pain and tie you to those evil ways till the end of days. If you don't know by now, you're about to. If you don't know by now, you're about to. You don't know what's coming. You just keep on running. But when it gets you, it's gonna burn you down. You hold of you, we don't let you go. Stronger than your faith and everything you know. This chance could be your last when you roll them bones. Brother, if you enter here, abandon all you hope. If you don't know by now, you're about to. If you don't know by now, you're about to. You don't know what's coming. You just keep on running. But when it gets you, it's gonna burn you down. You don't know what's coming. You just keep on running. But when it gets you, it's gonna burn you down.
Yeah, man. On that, yeah. So you play. So on that one, you played a cool little acoustic solo, and I want to play that for everybody right now. Just I've been deconstructing some of these songs, so let's just listen to that little solo that you did. But
Cool,
that's cool, man.
cool. Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I really like that song. I was listening to it. I've listened to the record like 3 or 4 times through today on my drive back and forth to the dentist. Yay.
Hey,
And I really was able to, kind of dive into the whole thing from beginning to end, which was really fun.
great. And also, yeah, I mean, I love the guitar that you did on Day After Day. Also, it's just we had Katie on right before you, and she did all the backing vocals on it. And I
Cool.
had Eban on later, who played the theremin. So it was really cool. Stewart did an awesome job of blending the
Yeah, Stewart was telling me
theremin
about.
and the guitar together.
Yeah, he
And
was
yes,
saying that.
Aquatic. Oh,
Go ahead. I'm so sorry. No, I'm so sorry. Go.
Oh no, I was saying Aquatic Demon was asking, are you responsible for the sick guitar solo in Savage Fire on the Bardic Inspiration song? And yes, he is. So so all those songs that we did for Idle Champions, of course, even though I've had this album release date set for like 5 months, the Idle Champion songs are all coming out next week. So I basically have 2 albums dropping within a week of each other. Unbeknownst to my plans, but that's just kind of how it happens.
Cool.
So I'll have lots of music to promote for a while. But before I bring on my next guest, would you give us a little shred to send us on our way? Since you're all set up there.
Sure. I've been I made this little backing track today, and I've been jamming along with it just for fun, and it's been cool. Yay for improvisation.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. Well, Gary, thanks for popping into the record release party, man.
Awesome.
And
Thanks for having me.
Goldfinger said you really are a wizard. So,
Thanks, Goldfinger.
I'm glad, dude. It's so good to see your face and talk to you a little bit, and hopefully we will be touring together next year, or maybe the end of this year.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, have a great night, man.
All right. You too,
Jerry
guys.
Joseph
Thanks for
Potter
having me.
Jr., everybody.
See you later.
And now, without any further ado, I'm going to bring on my next guest, another guitar wizard. I'm just like, I'm back to back guitar wizards. Please say hello, everybody, to Michael Fish Herring as he connects in just 1 second. I should have timed that better with the tech. I should have known better. But he's coming. I see that he's there, and we just need his camera, and we will be ready to rock. If
Yeah.
Hey, what's happening?
How are you, man?
Good. Are you in the LA area right now, or are you somewhere else?
No, I'm home.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Man, yeah, this is a coven of wizards, a coven of guitar wizards. I've got
Yeah.
I realize I do have 3 guitar wizards in a row. This is kind of nuts. But welcome to my my online record release party.
Right on, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Michael and I met in 2005 when I wrote a song for Tsunami Relief. And
Forever in our hearts.
yeah, we had a oh, my mom's in chat. She says hi, Fish.
Oh, hi, Mom.
I just saw that pop up. Yeah, and we've been friends ever since. We did projects together with Ben Moody from Evanescence, and I always have you play on different stuff. We just did some right before the pandemic started. We worked on some tracks, and those haven't been released yet. But this one in particular, Reckless, is one that we did right before I released In the Wasteland. And it ended up being licensed in a video game. Gosh, I got to remember the name of it right now. Someone tell me. So this appears in a like a motocross video game, but now this is the first time that people can hear it for real. So we're gonna listen to that. Your guitar's all over it. You're just jamming slide like crazy. We're gonna play that right now. This one's called Reckless.
Right on.
Yeah,
That's
man,
a badass song, man.
that's
I
the
love that.
that's the barnstormer, the barn burner of the album for sure. Um, and man, your guitar is all over that. I love it. It makes the song.
Oh man, it was a fun process. It's always a fun session. We never have a bad time in the studio.
I don't think so. No, I mean we're hashtag blessed in that way, you
Right.
know. uh, oh, I was gonna say, I realized in that song I'm playing a character. Like I actually wrote Stewart and I wrote that one together, and I'm playing. I'm basically playing an asshole in that song. If you listen to the lyrics, but it's not pro that guy. It's just like I wrote it from the point of view of a jerk.
Right.
So
That's what makes you a great actor.
maybe I can embody jerks. But I wanted to play a little piece of your guitar part. I've been deconstructing the album a little bit, so we're gonna play your guitar part on its own here. Um, let's have a listen to that.
Which part?
Yeah,
Yeah, we stacked those harmonies. That was fun.
yeah, that was really great. I think now that I remember the session, I think you had a slide, and then
Mhm.
at the last minute, did you take the slide off, or just didn't use it when you did those harmonies?
Yeah, I think the harmonies were tracked separately, I believe.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe we punched
Yeah,
in for
no
that
slide with
part.
no slide. Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? Since I know you've been, luckily, like me, you've had some music work to do in the studio since everything
Yeah.
shut down. But have you done any shows yet?
I did one show and it was really weird. It was in Tampa, Super Bowl weekend, but it could have been done from center staging in Burbank. It was a live stream for Verizon. It could have been done anywhere.
Was
But for
that
some reason, they just wanted everybody to fly to Tampa.
Yeah? What artist was that with?
That was with Christina.
Okay,
And
Christina
it
Aguilera
was a
for the viewers.
couple of acoustic tunes. It was easy. But that's really, I mean, I haven't done much as far as live shows. I did one like late in 2020. We did like a drive-in thing at the Rose Bowl, and that was
Oh,
that was with Saida Garrett. It was like a very it was more of a private event, but there were thousands of people there. It was cool.
yeah, just all socially distanced.
Yeah,
Um,
everybody was in their cars.
yeah, yeah.
It was weird. It
I
was weird.
haven't.
But I've been doing a lot of most. I've mostly been sitting here for the last year, just working on a film score, doing a bunch of production, writing songs,
That's
mixing
great.
stuff, which I have a new love for.
I wish I could find a love for that. I wish my ears would obey me, but I'm not a good mixer. Like I know what I want it to sound like, but I can never actually get it there.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of knowing some of the tricks, and there's some easy guidelines to follow, but it's really you have to rely on your ears when it comes down to it.
Yeah. Hey, we should tell the story about how we were almost in a band together
I was
beforehand.
just about to say that because that
Okay,
that's that
good.
is part of our history. It's like the
It's
preamble.
bizarre.
It was our prehistory before we met.
So,
Um, it was.
should I start or
Yeah, yeah, go for it. Because where were you at that point? Because this was late '90s, right?
yeah, I was living in Virginia and I
Yeah.
played a gig in Baltimore. Um, and
Where was it? Was that at Hammerjacks?
No, it was at a place called the Vault.
Oh, okay.
I did play Hammerjacks as well,
Yeah.
but I was playing at a club called the Vault, which used to be an old bank. I think every city at one point had a
Yeah.
club called the
Absolutely.
Vault that used to be a bank. Like
Yeah.
just every major city in America, somebody had that idea once. Um, but I was playing at the one in Baltimore, and it was like an all-star jam. It was put on by the Music Monthly magazine, and so all of the all stars from the DC and Baltimore area were there, and I got up and sang a song, and then I got approached by this guy, and he's like, "Hey, I am working on a band that's backed by Prince, and it's called the Funky Bald Heads, and you would be a perfect singer for it." And at the time, Godhead was really taking off. We were touring a lot, and we already had a record deal. And I was like, "Oh man, that sounds really cool. I'd love to work with Prince, but I'm like, I've got this other thing going." And so I never really pursued it. And now, tell me your side of the story.
My side of the story was I'm at Paisley Park in Chanhassen, Minnesota, Prince's studio, and Cato, our bass player from Funky Bald Heads, comes in, and at that point it was pretty much just three of us working on this project with Prince. So it was Cato and Kirk Johnson and me, and Prince was kind of the spearhead. He was writing with us. He was we were working out at Paisley Park, recording stuff, rehearsing stuff, trying to find a direction for the band. We didn't have a singer. We didn't really know where we were going. We had tracks that we had recorded. We had songs that we were starting to assemble. So Cato comes and says, "I got the guy. I got the guy. He's bald. He's a bald head. He's young. He's."
I was young once. All right.
Yeah, we were both fairly young at that point,
Mhm.
and we were like, "All right, bring him out, bring him out." And I think in the meantime, we had also brought out this girl named Tiffany from Little Rock,
Hmm.
and we shaved her head. We shaved her head right there at Paisley Park, and
Well, God, I hope she joined. Did she
Prince loved
join?
her. No, she actually bailed.
Well, I mean, she agreed to the head shaving.
She got a killer haircut. She did.
Okay, yeah, for free. Got a free
Yeah,
haircut
for
out
free.
of it. So,
And it was, it was a requirement. You had to be bald to be in the band. Although when Prince joined us on stage, he wore a cap. He wouldn't just go like, free flowing.
oh, he wore a bald cap, or he wore
No,
a
no,
hat?
we tried to get him to wear a bald cap. He wore like he would pull on a cap like this, or wear a
Okay.
nice hat, but
Yeah.
no, he would
To
yeah,
hide his hair. Got
yeah.
it, man.
His hair was too perfect.
I got to get you back. I on Monday I do a show called Miller's Music Mondays, and I have a guest, and we go back and forth and play songs back and forth and stuff like that. So I got to have you as a guest on that coming up
Oh,
soon.
count me in, man. Anytime.
Awesome.
Anytime.
Well, thanks for popping in. I'm rolling through everybody, but let's talk soon and let's get together soon.
Absolutely.
And we will. It's really good to see your face.
Yeah, you too, man.
And
Enjoy the
talk
rest
to
of the
you.
night.
Okay. Thanks again. Say hi to
Congrats on the
Ted.
album release, man. It's fucking awesome.
Oh,
I
thanks
love
so
it.
much. And part two's coming later in the year, so I'm just trying to crank them out as much as I can.
Right on. Let's get together and write some more.
At 100%.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right, have a great
Have a
night.
great night, man. Bye. All right, everybody. That was Michael Fish Herring. Oh man, I didn't even give him a proper introduction. What a great guitar player. As you probably picked up by our conversation, he played with Prince for many years in Prince's band. And as you can probably imagine, you got to be a really good guitar player if you're going to hang with Prince. Right now, he plays with Christina Aguilera. You've probably seen him on The Tonight Show a few times with her. He also did cool things like went on tour with the Backstreet Boys and the other, what's the original boy band? My brain, the other one that you're thinking of. Anyway, but now we're gonna bring on my friend Adam Schoenfeld, who currently plays guitar for Tim McGraw and also played played an amazing guitar on Better Late Than Never. Adam, what's going on, man?
Hey, brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Got to make sure all my settings are right here. Hold on a second.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to make that happen. Give me 1 minute here.
No problem. No problem at all.
Oh, just give me a second. Let's see if I press this. I'm not used to doing this on the phone. I'm used to doing it on my laptop. Here we go. Let's go. Where's the video?
Button.
Yeah, start video. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, brother.
What's going on?
Let me make sure. Yeah, man. I got the hair going on, brother.
You do.
Quarantine hair. My hair looks like your beard, bro.
I know. Well, I'm growing out the sides now. I'm just going for the full beard. You know, what a better time.
It looks good. I was rivaling you there for a minute, man. And then I was rivaling you for a minute, and the other day I just decided it was down about here. So, but it's good to see you, man. Congrats on the record.
You too. Thanks, man, and thanks for for coming on. And what I love about the story of Finding My Way in the Dark, which ended up on the last record, and then Better Late Than Never, which ended up on this record, is we recorded them in the same day. And I want to say that I think you were playing Angel Stadium that night, or maybe the Staples Center.
I believe you're right. Yeah, I was trying to remember where it was. I think it might have been Anaheim. Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I'm going to come pick you up at your hotel, and I'm going to go come pick you up at your hotel in the morning, and we're going to throw you on as many songs as we can, and then I'm going to drop you off in time for sound check. Which was
so cool, man. That was so cool. It was like the ultimate rock and roll experience for me,
Yeah, well, what was great about it too is that like you're it's such a testament to your playing, because you're such a great player, man, that like all I needed to do was know that I could get you in a room and put a guitar in your hands, and you would come up with what you came up with, which was incredible. And in fact, we're going to play that song right now.
It was fun.
And listen to it. And then we're going to come back and talk. So this is Better Late Than Never with guitar by Adam Shoenfeld all over it.
Don't have to ask what shape I'm in. Wanna look at my face, I'll tell you where I've been. The memories are full of grief, but one day soon I'll find relief. Gonna It's hard to show my face now that you're not around. But here I stand, just trying to find a clue to the mystery of what happened to me and you. Give me a sign. Something will be better than nothing. It's been a long, long time, but it's better late than never. Yeah, it's better late than never. Oh, it's better late than never. Yeah, it's better late than never. Oh, it's better late than never.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
that sounds so good, man.
Yeah, we were talking when we were listening to it, what a crazy, it's kind of like, so like it was just so spontaneous to get that recording down because we knew we had a limited amount of time. And I mean, what an amazing job you did just in a guitar that wasn't
thanks,
even
man.
yours. Because I think Stewart gave you his Midtown, and we're just like, yeah, let's play on this. It sounds great. Let's go.
Yeah, I think so. There's a picture somewhere. I thought it looked like a oh God, what's the brand? I'm blanking. It's not a standard like famous. It looked like the D'Angelico too. I wonder if I had my blue hollow body D'Angelico with me. Did I bring anything with me? I think
No, you didn't
I
bring
think I
anything
just
with
bought.
you. We had you play on a Firebird, and
Yeah.
I want to say it was like a Gibson Midtown. Does that sound?
Yeah, that
right?
maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of.
Stewart's in
But-
chat, and he'll tell us for sure.
Good. Yeah, what's up, Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great day, man. I was saying to you when we were listening, man. It's like that's the kind of day you remember as a musician. You know, when you're already on the road to do something cool, and one of your buddies says, "Hey, you're here. Come and jump in my studio. Take an Uber over here, or you pick me up." That's right. And let's rock it out. And I think we went and had lunch first or something. It's a cool little place, sweet vibey little place. Unless we took a break afterwards, but you took me to a nice place. And my other memory of you is the last time I was out there and saw you, and we rock started through the back entrance of the Pancake House, whatever place that was called.
That's right. Oh, the Griddle.
Yeah. What was that place? The Griddle.
It was called the Griddle. Yeah,
man.
we got Rockstar treatment.
Yeah.
The Griddle that has like a super long line, and I knew a manager there, and I'm like, hey, can you get us in the back? So, this is every story of mine seems to start with me like calling somebody on the phone for something.
Speaking of hotcakes, freaking Michael Herring, the dude that you're just talking to, that's some serious playing right there, man. I need to meet that guy. Yeah,
he's great.
Badass.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, if you're in Prince's band, it's probably a good you're probably a good player.
Yeah, slight chance you're all right.
Because he doesn't tolerate mediocrity, that's for sure.
He sure didn't.
Yeah, but Stewart pointed out it's a Gibson Midtown with P90s.
Okay, I don't have the cool backdrop. I'm in my I have a second little home where my kids live with my ex-wife that I come out here to visit them, and I have a curtain behind me. I don't have the cool guitars hanging, so sorry. Yeah.
No, it's still great. I mean, curtain, it brings out your eyes, you know. So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But tell me, what are your plans? What's been happening with you? What's going on?
Well, man, I've been doing some cool stuff. We hit the ground running. Nashville opened back up pretty much in June. I mean, they were spacing out and all that stuff, but as far as studios go, since June, I've been in studios most days of the week, and all masked up and distanced, and writers staying in the control room, musicians staying in the sound room and listening over the headphones to the demos. Excuse me. And so doing that, and was doing, stuff at home before then, just sessions as they call them. And my two bands haven't been able to do much because of COVID, obviously. So I've been working on my own solo record, playing most of the instruments. I've farmed out a couple things, and it's everywhere from like John Lennon inspired to ELO inspired to Tom Petty inspired to frickin' punk inspired. I just wrote a song. Adam Willard, the drummer?
No.
Okay, like Offspring, Angels and Airwaves.
Oh, cool.
Badass drummer. We just became friends. He moved to Nashville, and him and my drummer, we all got together because our bass player couldn't make it, and I made Adam play guitar and I played bass, and we wrote this cool song, and I'm thinking about putting it on there. So it goes all the way from the most out, just mellow John Lennon stuff to like this freaking punk rocker thing, with Adam like barely hanging on eighth note power chords, so it was cool, man. So I'm just having fun, man. I'm boy, this whole thing that happened in the world the last year just really has made me be thankful for what I have. And I just found out, it looks like we're gonna start some rehearsals. My touring gig is with Tim McGraw, for those. So I live in the country world in Nashville and tour with him, and so it looks like we're going to do some dates and some rehearsing soon. And I hope it's okay for me to say that, but I think a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
So that's exciting that we're going to get to do a few things. I think everyone's kind of dipping their toes in a little bit to see how it's going. So, but that's one of the things that was so exciting for me about working with you. I mean, I remember back to the first time we met, I think we wrote together.
Right. Yeah.
I can envision the writing room where we wrote, but I forget what building it was. I don't even know if that building's there anymore. It might have been the Broadway
It was
Shoe
like in
building.
the old executive building or something called
Yeah.
that. It was where there was like as soon as you walked in, there was a little door, and it said like that it was little Jimmy Dickens' office because the door was like 2 feet tall or something. It was at Dan Hodges. It was at Dan Hodges' office, but he's not there anymore either. He moved.
Right. But for me, being a kid from Jersey, I grew up in metal bands, in metal cover band. I had some jazz and rock. I did everything. I'm a true musician, complete ADD with music, but I really came up in rock, and when I moved to Nashville, I didn't have any thoughts of playing country, and kind of started playing country because I wasn't country, with Big and Rich and all that stuff. And so getting to hang with guys like you, anytime something like that happens, it's like, yes, I'm the freaking true rocker, man.
Cool, man. Yeah.
So it's a make music with you, you're a good hang, dude. Anyone that doesn't know you watching, you should know you're a dude.
All right, cool. Well, I feel the same way about you, and hopefully we can make some more music together soon.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Sorry, I think we locked up there. I hope it's probably my internet.
Froze for a second, but I'm actually gonna bring the next guest on, and I just want to thank you for popping in and saying hello. And if those dates do materialize, and you come to LA again, we'll have to do that same adventure yet again.
That would be great. That'd be awesome.
Awesome,
dude. Well, congrats on the record. I can't wait to listen to the whole thing.
Well, we're gonna talk soon, and let's get together, even if it's just like this again, and if we can write remotely, So.
Right on, my friend. Good to see you.
You too, man. Thanks so much.
Peace.
All right, everybody. That was Adam Schoenfeld, guitarist extraordinaire. Yeah, I had three crazy guitar players in a row, and now we're going to bring on a crazy producer. Really, my partner in crime on a lot of this is my next guest, and he mixed the record. We co-produced all these tracks together, except for one. Well, really, no. I guess we kind of at one point got that going, and he is Pixel One in your chat, but now he's going to be in the room here in just a second when he turns his camera on. Think
do that.
Is it on?
It should be.
All I see is your photo, your still photo right now.
The camera is on. It should be on. There's no reason it should be off unless I'm missing some other preference.
Well, right now all I'm seeing is your portrait. But what we can do is we could play a song, and then while we get that going, we'll get your camera going. How about that?
Okay, great.
Because we were going to play the first song on the record that that you and I co-wrote together, and this is called Expiration Day. I had to look it up. I'm like so in the zone right now, in the host zone. So let's play Expiration Day while we get your camera going.
Cool.
So here we go.
Shoulder, spirits rising with every step they get bolder. The long dark highway stretched like a snake out before me. I'm hoping someday it'll take me to where I'm belonging. Hold on, pilot, why?
That sustain. That sustain. Did you hear and feel the sustain? So we got your camera working.
Yay.
This is Stewart Cararas, everybody. We
Hello.
co-wrote that song together. We co-wrote Reckless together.
I think those are the only two on this
On this
version.
one, yeah, but I mean, we've co-written a lot of songs together. Get Thee Behind Me.
A lot.
Yeah, a ton.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, dude. We made it. You made it.
We made it. Yeah.
Hollywood.
The record's out.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you too, man. I mean, I've been getting compliments all day on how good this record sounds sonically. And that's all you, bud. That's all your mixes.
It was a group effort, man, or a joint effort.
Before you mixed any of these records, it sounded like, I was just banging on a tin can, like falling down a flight of stairs, and you made it work.
Well, it was easy because we produced them together. Most of them, right? Yeah. So it was kind of a smooth line of chain of command, I guess.
So,
but we got to manage the quality of it throughout. Yeah.
And we have most of part 2 done already.
Right.
Because really the idea behind this is that I know it's only 7 songs. What's interesting is I've only gotten one complaint that it's too short. So,
like the running order, the track order?
I just got one complaint that the album's too short. So I'm like, okay, well then, I don't know, maybe I need to start making my album shorter, but just put more out.
Right.
More frequency, but we've got most of part 2 done, but we've got some things to tighten up here and there, some lyrics to tighten on my end and things. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that with you. And, I mean, we have such a shorthand with each other.
Of course.
That it's easy and fun to work together.
Yeah, man.
It's really just like 2 friends hanging out.
That's all it is. Just a couple of knuckleheads getting together, making music, laughing our butts off, and, getting up and doing it again the next day. And, can't really complain too much about that sort of a situation. That's why we do it, I think.
Oh, someone's mad now that there's only 7. Well, but here's the thing. So you're going to get 7 songs right now, but then in 6 months, you're going to get 7 or maybe 8 more, because I can't decide on which one to not put on there. So I think we might just do 8.
Putting out 2 albums a year like Kiss did in the 70s.
That's right. Detroit Rock City, and then Detroit Rock City 2. No, that's not even the name of the album, but anyway, I digress.
That's great. It should have been.
That was on Destroyer.
A Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun. Yeah.
I mean, most country artists back in the 70s put out like 12 song albums every 6 months.
Right.
So we got to step up the pace.
They're slacking. Well, there are all of these other projects that are happening concurrent to the album process. You have so much music that's being released.
Well, now I can do it, whenever I want, which it's funny because I kept the release date. I picked this release date a long time ago, right? Sort of like with the old school mentality, so to speak. And then the songs that I did for Idle Champions, the Bardic Inspiration songs, they're coming out, that you mixed all those, by the way.
Yeah.
They're coming out in 5 days.
Crazy. And you just learned this, right?
Yeah, I just learned it. So it's just funny that now, I'm like, oh, it's coming out March 26th. I've got nothing coming out around it. It's going to be great. And now it's like, boom, I got another one.
Yeah.
But that one is only kind of in limited release because you'll only be able to get that one on Steam and if you're playing the game. But a lot of people play that game. So it'll be interesting to see. But the song we just played, I just shot a video for, by the way, with the same team that did the Get Thee Behind Me video. Andrew Fogel directed it.
So is there like a continuum conceptually between that song and Expiration Day?
Well, I don't dress up like the devil, but there is more of like the wanderer, that portion that was in Get Thee Behind Me, that character, I suppose, is part of what's happening next. So we'll see.
Nice.
I leaked a few screenshots and things out there.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And by the way, I think we have one giveaway left. Amazon Music has been gracious enough to, they gave me 5 codes for a year's subscription to Amazon Music HD, which is like $180 worth, $180 value for each one. So all you got to do is type !Wreckage in chat if you're a subscriber. Because I'm trying to reward my subscribers who have been my biggest supporters. And if you're a subscriber of the channel, you can subscribe right now if you want to enter the contest. But if you type that, you will have a chance to win that. So anyway, yeah, I can't wait to. And you and I have been in the studio a little bit here, but it's looking like in California that we have a little light at the end of the tunnel. We can get vaccinated and we can work a little more freely in the studio. So
got to get on that list.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, April 15th. I'm getting on the list. Let's do this.
I think we're considered lower in the priority list. You know, I think so. Anyway.
Yeah. Either way. You're high on my priority list.
Oh, you too, buddy.
Yeah. And there, people are. Someone just wrote, "Stewart's the man." So, there you go. Man, we could talk all day, but I gotta bring my next guest on.
We'll end up talking as soon as it's all over. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll be talking to you in like an hour anyway. But thanks for popping into the party. This is my co-producer and mixer of the album here, Stewart Cararas. Where can is there anywhere anyone can find you online or
the usual channels, you know, the Instagram and the Facebook and, you know, yeah, man. But congratulations. I love you, brother. And we'll talk soon, man.
I love you too, man. I will see you soon.
All right, buddy.
Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Okay, so that was Stewart Cararas, the co-producer of the album with me. And now, boom. Without any further ado, I'm just keeping it rolling. We're keeping the guests coming. Boom, boom, boom. The hits just keep on coming. I want to bring on my friend Eban Schletter, who played theremin on the record. If you heard Day After Day earlier, the version of the that we did there, Eban was all over that. And I think you're here audibly there, Eban.
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you just yet.
Why is the video not working? I clicked on my video thing. I don't know what's going on. Let me... Of course. Isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah, of course. You know what? Like it wouldn't be Twitch. It wouldn't be live if we didn't have a little bit of some tech issues. So that's okay.
Oh dear. So where do I did a Zoom meeting yesterday and the camera was working. I don't know why it's not clicking in. I say share sound. Let's see, basic.
Maybe there's a share video.
Did that do anything?
I can see your screen.
Now you see my screen.
But I don't see you.
Ridiculous. I don't even
the world
see
can see your screen.
The world can see my screen.
Yeah, we should probably not do that.
No. Right. Let me, how do I stop share? Oh, there we go. I couldn't even find the Zoom window again. Well, that's messed up. Why is it? Stop my, mute my audio. No. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We can play a song maybe, and
I'd probably have to restart or something is what I think. I might have to just restart and sign back in.
Okay. let's do that. Restart and come back in.
All right. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
What I'll do in the meantime is, why don't we play Eban's? We already played Day After Day, but while we're waiting for Eban to come back in, I wanted to play his his theremin tracks soloed. So we can do that while we're waiting for him to come, and let's have a listen to that really quick. That's cool, right? In the meantime, I guess I'll just mention again while we're waiting that I know it's the coolest. It sounds like you're in space, and I really loved that. And then we combined guitar with that, and so Gary, who was on earlier, we combined that, and we sort of had this real hybrid of the two different sounds together. Yeah, my background was made by Sean Becker, and I'm loving it. I'm gonna probably keep that as my background from now on for when we do the thing. We could. Oh, okay. I think Eban's back. We're gonna try this again. Okay. Audio's connected.
Wow.
I see your name.
Start video. There.
Yeah. Awesome. Right, there he is, Eban Schletter, everybody.
Sorry about that.
No problem at all. It really, it was incredibly ambitious for me to have like 8 guests in 2 hours.
Wow.
But it's worked out. It's worked out pretty good. It's worked out all right. I just played them your theremin solo.
Oh, really, sweet.
From the I was doing a little deconstructing of the songs a bit, but I'd love for you to play for us if that's okay.
Sure. So people get a gist of how the thing. Well,
yeah,
like most people that know you probably know this instrument. A lot of people don't, but
yeah, I'd love for. Can you kind of explain? It's really hard for me to explain even what it is.
Well, the way it works is there's 2 oscillators, one for this antenna and one for this antenna. This antenna controls the pitch, and this one the volume. My hand is right next to this one because if I pull it away, it'll get loud. So the closer you get to this, the higher it is. And then the more you pull away, the lower it gets. So that's basically it. And so you just play around in here, and then I don't know why the theme from E.T. just popped in my head for no reason. It's this thing's fault. It makes you crazy. Help! Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's basically how it works. And I remember on that track, there's also those little guitar leads where those get pretty hard when they're fast and they're high up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how the thing goes.
That is what they used in Star Trek, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And someone sang along to it.
Actually, I think they were. I saw an interview with Alexander Courage, and I think it was originally written for theremin, but the first version was a female vocalist because I think the studio head, his girlfriend was a singer and wanted her on the track. And I don't know if they doubled it or if it just has her.
That sounds like Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah. She sounds great too, but I think the idea was to have a theremin in the beginning.
She does.
So, but I got to tell you, I was thrilled with how the theremin ended up sounding on that track.
Oh, great. Yeah. I mean, feel free to use that as a sample or an example to anybody.
Yeah, I wish I got to know what the secret sauce is, how you guys, you put it through the right amount of like distortion and other stuff so it didn't sound like the tracks that I sent originally. Honestly, I was worried. I'm like, I hope this is going to work for you because it's so spacey that it doesn't quite rock. And then by the time you got that other guitar in there, but also what effects you put on it in the recording and how it was mixed is awesome.
Come back closer. We'll talk for a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks. So Stewart Cararas, who's actually in the he was the guest right before you, and he's in chat too. He's the one that really mixed those two together and
my hat is off to him because
added the secret sauce. So
it's brilliantly done.
You know, you and I have known each other for a while. We met through Mike Furman because he recommended me as a musician in a Nickelodeon pilot that we were all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're allowed to talk about that now, right? It's like There was a Nickelodeon show, and they needed a band in the scene, and I was the music guy for the show. I was doing their theme and bumpers and all that stuff, and so they asked me to put the band together, and I called Mike Furman, and he recommended you, and you guys were great, and you looked great. And Paul F. Tompkins was in that. He had a bit in that. That was the first time I met Paul too. Yeah.
Andy Gordon was the guy whose show that was, and I had just done True Jackson VP with him. And I love him. He's a great guy. And also, when I worked on True Jackson, it was like a constant reunion show because all the special guests that he had were like great comedy, classic, like Mr. Show, a lot of related comedy people. So John Ennis would show up, Dave Gruber-Allen, Paul F. Tompkins, Dave Foley, all these people who I never get to see. And it's like, at every table read. And so I was really hoping that one would have gone because it would have been the same kind of deal, you know?
Yeah.
Because he just gets great people, and it was just a real nice atmosphere working on that. So, but you win some, you lose some. That one didn't get it, but
for a week, you know, now I feel like I know exactly how Uma Thurman's character in Pulp Fiction felt. Because remember, her character got a pilot, but that was as far as it went.
Right.
You know, so like for 1 week, I felt like a real actor. I had my own trailer, and I was like, wow, if this show gets picked up, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, this could be great. Getting up here, you know.
Yeah.
Hanging
Maybe
out
I'll
with
get
Mike
a
Furman
line
all
one
day,
day.
right? Yeah. Eventually, you'll get lines. Oh, I'm sure. See, the thing is, they totally would have worked that. That's the kind of stuff Andy Gordon would do. He'd totally start working the band in, especially when he sees that you guys can be funny and act and everything.
Right. Yeah.
He would totally do it.
Oh, well, you know, that's okay.
Yeah. The
you
thought
some,
that counts.
but we got a friendship out of it no matter
Absolutely.
what. You know, and this track wouldn't have come out if you know, wouldn't have come out like this if we hadn't met. So, you know.
I think it is interesting to see how those things, I like to do that math sometimes. You meet this person that leads to this and the relationships you have, and a lot of it is failed things. I have so many things that failed, but out of it, I met super cool people that I still work with to this day. So that's kind of an amazing lesson of all of that.
Yeah. Well, also, I think failing, you learn a lot from that too. You know, so, or, you know, and most of the time it's out of all of our hands. But then there was because did you work on the first SpongeBob movie?
I did a little bit on it, yes.
Okay,
not that much.
We could have met on that one too because I almost made it into that when they did a cover of "I Want to Rock" by Twisted Sister.
Oh.
They did a version called instead of "I Want to Rock," it was "I'm a Goofy Goober," and it was like down to me and one other guy, and the other guy got it. to sing SpongeBob's like rock voice.
Yeah.
So we could have met then too. You never know.
That would have been amazing. And one of the things I did on it was the other Goofy Goober song, the one that he the goofy one, the non-rock one.
Yeah.
that was part of what I did for them, was that track where it's like, it was based on the old Farrell's restaurants. Did you ever go to Farrell's or hear?
Yes, I grew up on the East Coast in Virginia, and I used to go to Farrell's for like an ice cream birthday or whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody would come out with the huge drum and like do the siren and everything.
So yeah, that's what their Goofy Goober guy was based on, and so I got to do the sort of goofy Farrell's-y version of what that song was, which is what you would have been doing the rock version of, basically.
It's so funny because, like, obviously, I know you come from like a punk rock background, right? Like, you used to be in punk bands, and working in this town has like brought the strangest opportunities to all of us who come from rock and roll backgrounds. Like the most successful song I've ever written was a song for a movie on the Disney Channel called Teen Beach Movie. I co-wrote the big single from that called Cruisin' for a Bruisin', but I never in a million years, when I was, touring out of a van or those are the things that you don't prepare for when when those things happen. But when the opportunities show up, you just grab them,
Yeah, it's so true. I never would have thought I would have ended up on a show like Drawn Together, for example. That was a cartoon I did a long time. It was the most offensive show ever.
I remember that show.
Yeah. So it's like, but then it's funny how you sort of look at those things and go, oh, things point to that, Like, yeah, I do have a crude sense of humor. I guess I am right for this thing. I don't know if I should be so proud of this, but I guess so. Yeah, and then actually, and then it's through these kind of relationships that I ended up playing theremin in the first place. I did, years ago, I met Dana Gould, who was doing a show for Sci-Fi Network, and I ended up doing the theme for that because I was doing some arranging for a guy who had a band that Dana liked, and so he called that guy to do the music, but he actually didn't compose, so he went to me. So I did the track, and then Dana was like, "You know what this needs? This needs a theremin." I'm like, "A what?" And so the guy whose band it was, Joey Cheesy, it was the Joey Cheesy Orchestra, and Joey was one of those guys who just knows everybody of all kinds. And he goes, "I know a theremin player," and so we went out and met this guy way up in the hills, and to track this theremin into my little portable recorder, and that was my first introduction to ever seeing the instrument. And again, that wouldn't have happened without you get this weird gig, which leads to this. You meet this guy. He says, "Oh, the crazy instrument. You'd love it. You got to see the documentary on Leon Theremin and all that, So,
yeah.
And then
and then now, I mean, how it probably it's sort of it's not necessarily a big learning curve, right? But it's more like it's a mastering the subtlety of playing it, right?
Yeah, I found for me what was really hard at first was just keeping still enough. That to me was it was like when you breathe, you move. And so if you're trying to just hold a note and keep it there, and then you breathe in, you're going to go sharp or flat depending on which way. And if you think about something, so you can't do the stuff that, like, when you play live and stuff, like say you're doing a new song at a show and you want to lean over to your, the bass player and go, "Wait, where does it go to here in the break? Oh, D, okay." Do that kind of stuff. You can't do that really with it. You can still be playing your chords and move around and communicate and do whatever you need to. But with this, if you move at all, and then you can't have anyone around you for like 3 or 4 feet, so you become like, I used to drum in the punk bands, and then just, all these tiny clubs, you'd be shoved into the corner. I always just wanted to be out of the way, right? And I prided myself on being able to be like low key, nothing would faze me. I don't make anyone have to worry about anything. Sure, shove me in the corner, whatever, I'm here. But the theremin, you have to be kind of a diva unintentionally because it's like, oh, no one can stand anywhere here or here. And oh, I can't have that keyboard too close to this antenna. And I can't, you suddenly have like, and I need M&Ms that are green in a bowl right here. And gets mad at me.
You should just tell them that tell them that they're going to get shocked if they get close enough. And
that's the way you should do it. Yeah. The electromagnetic field causes cancer and you don't want to get around this.
Right.
Keep their distance.
That'll keep people away. Man. Well,
actually, people have asked me if that's a worry, and I don't think it is. But
well, I can't thank you enough for popping on, and also for playing on this track. And I hope that it's that we can do more together. In
me too.
One capacity or another, whether it's on theremin or something else.
Would love to. Sounds great. That track is so awesome. I can't wait to listen to the rest of the record. Looking forward to it.
Oh man, your support is always very, very much appreciated, and I'm glad we're friends, and I'm glad we could pop on and just see each other for a second,
Yeah.
Hopefully we will, maybe by the end of the year. Hopefully we can.
I hope so.
So
that'll be awesome.
Right. Have a great night.
You too. Have a good one.
Well, that was Eban Schletter, everybody. Now we're gonna bring on No, actually, Amber, we have not done Never Turning Back. That is the next one that we're going to do. So without any further ado, let me bring on Aubrey Richmond, who I first met when she was actually hosting a fundraiser for the flood victims in Nashville. When Nashville had that crazy, crazy flood, Aubrey was hosting a big benefit for that out here. And we met and became friends, and I've used her on any recording that needs a violin. I bring in Aubrey, and I think I can hear you, Aubrey, but I don't see you yet. So I need you to turn your camera on whenever you're
normally ready. On. Let's see. Start video. There we go.
Hey!
Let's fix my green screen here.
I think you need to adjust your green screen if you're going to actually use it as a green screen. What do you think?
What, it can't be wrinkly? I've got to iron it now?
I don't think it can be wrinkly. It's one thing I've learned. Sure. It can't be
just stretch
be
it
wrinkly.
out.
But you're fine. We're not trying to project anything behind you.
Just a curtain.
Believe it or not, I've pretty much been on schedule the whole time, but since you're my last guest of the night, we're going to go a little bit late. I hope that's okay. Can you go to like 8:05 instead of 8?
No, dude, man, I got a plane to catch.
All right, well then we'll hurry. Already got a plane to catch.
Totally kidding. Yay!
On that one right now. Anyway, so the song that I'm gonna play the song that you played on, and then we're gonna talk and maybe you'll play for us or something if you want. If your fiddle's close, I don't know if it is.
Oh, I think I see it over here. Hold on.
Okay, good. This song in particular. So last year, the end of 2019, I wrote a score for a streaming series for the Critical Role gang called Undeadwood, and Aubrey, you played on a lot of those tracks. And one of the songs, I actually wrote lyrics to. It was in episode 4, and it's called Never Turning Back. And while I was watching the show, I was kind of inspired by the story, and I wrote lyrics that sort of carried along with the story. Now, the score, of course, was instrumental, so there wasn't really a place for it in the show, but I always wanted to release the song sooner or later. So we're going to play that now, and I absolutely love your playing on this song. And let's have a listen. This is called Never Turning Back. Will be coming in 1 second.
I placed the crown of death upon my head. I take my seat upon the throne. The fog comes slowly rolling in. The darkness chills me to the bone. So I look inside myself, but I can't find nothing left to keep me warm. Then I take that final step and let fate decide the rest. And I'm never turning back. No, I'm never turning back. I grow these wicked seeds I've sown in places only evil knows, and I'm never turning back. Justice, as they say, is always blind, but the justice that I know is never kind. Oh, it finds a way to twist your every word, convicts you from a tale that's overheard. So I look inside myself, but I can't find nothing left to give me shelter. Then I take that final step and let fate decide the rest. And I'm never turning back. No, I'm never turning back. I grow these wicked seeds I've sown in places only evil knows, and I'm never turning back. No, I'm never turning back. Oh, I'm never turning
Yeah. Some people were talking about how it's Pink Floyd. I guess it is kind of Pink Floydy, especially with the. I don't know. I love how what you're playing on that whole soundtrack. I'm glad we could talk about that a little bit because I knew that I wanted you on that soundtrack, but I think you were traveling. I think you were on tour with Shooter Jennings. I think you had just opened for Guns N' Roses.
Oh, so that
And
would
you
have
were
been like November of 2019, like when because we did like the Jacksonville, Florida show, and then we like opened and then closed their tour with like an opening thing.
Yeah, so you were either about to go play with Guns N' Roses or you had just finished when I
Okay.
recorded you on that, and I was waiting for you because I was like, Aubrey's going to be perfect for this.
I'm just so flattered that you actually try to schedule around me. I'm like, thank you.
I don't know. You're playing. I would schedule around your playing for sure because I love your playing so much.
Not my personality, just my playing.
Speaking of your personality, you have your own show, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it a show.
I don't.
but
It looked like a show to me.
It
I saw little bits and
masquerades.
pieces of it.
It masquerades as a show. It's a show about nothing.
It's 3.5 hours long. It's kind
Only
of impressive.
Only sometimes. Only when I have special guests like Stewart on, who's had a very interesting life. So we had lots to talk about.
But your monologue is 45 minutes long before you bring
started
on
8
the
minutes.
first guest.
Yeah, okay, fine. You really did pay attention to those
I
numbers.
did. Well, because I was skipping around trying to find Stewart's spot, and I'm like, oh my God, she's still doing a monologue. So, I mean, this is great. I mean, this is like long form comedy or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think I'm prepping myself for my my late adult life comedic career. So I'm gonna be auditioning for SNL soon.
All right, I would love it. That'd be great. I would support you 100%.
Thank you.
But yeah, I don't know. Would you mind playing for us just a little bit? I mean, like I've had different people play for us tonight, and I love your playing. I could just listen to you play. So if you want to play for a minute or two.
Well, I have some things to say about how you influenced my playing, or how your writing influenced my playing. So
I would love to hear that.
I don't really play songs. I just kind of play vibes. So let's see. I feel like it needs to be darker because it's you. So let's go minor.
Okay. Yeah, I can just listen to that all day. You guys don't know how lucky I am when I bring her in. You know, I usually have her play the song like 6 times through, and then I pick my favorite parts. But there's so many parts that I just love, and I'll just sit there and listen to your whole take. You know,
it really makes it easier for me. I like that because I can just throw out all the ideas. We can like hone in on a few things, and then I can leave. and
then I gotta do a lot of work, but it's okay. But then even like, but what's cool is like on Undeadwood, I remember the song, the Duel in particular. I wrote out parts for you for that one, but then at a certain point I was like, okay, this is the melody I want you to play, but then when we get to this bar, I just want you to go nuts. And you never disappoint me when you do that, because I just let you solo and just go crazy.
Yeah, well, we have good musical chemistry. I feel like I understand the Jason brain when it comes to like, I don't know, so maybe it's telepathic.
The darker the better, I suppose, right?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah. I'm a very dark person, as you can tell.
Well, I mean, your green screen is darker than usual, so.
Hold on, I need to fix my lighting there. Yeah, well, you've influenced my playing because I think we met around 2010, and doing that benefit for the Nashville flood victims. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so then by starting to play with you, like, you know, your style has also evolved over the decade that I've known you, in terms of like, it was started off a lot darker, you know, I mean, the dark thread continues through your music, but the style has changed. And so, you know, I got in at that early point and kind of figured out like how to adapt to that vibe. And it's been really cool because you get to do all these fun things that you wouldn't necessarily get to experiment with on other people's music.
My mom's watching, and she asked if you knew that I played violin when I was young. I actually did.
Oh.
I never told you that.
What? Yeah. Holding
out?
My
first instrument before guitar was violin.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I was very good, though.
How long did you play?
For just a couple years. You know, it was kind of like, and then I was already a singer, but I think once choir was offered, like I went to chorus and choir, and never looked back on the violin.
You might be one of the only guys in the history of the world that thought choir was cooler than violin.
It worked out for me, though, I think.
Oh yeah, totally. You have one of the best voices I know.
Thanks. It's all luck, you know. It's luck of the draw, right? So just take what we're given and just use it the best we can and work hard, right?
Yeah, combination of talent, you know, the natural ability and the work ethic and the luck and the opportunities. So
I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was on a podcast, and so I'm in. I I do a lot of voice acting. I'm a voice actor, and I'm in this new game called Godfall. I'm like the second to last boss, and so I mentioned Godfall, and then he mentioned Godspell, and then I talked about how I was thrown out of Godspell. I got cast in Godspell at Fairfax High in Virginia when I was in ninth grade, and I got cast in it because I had a really good singing voice. But I was a ninth grader. Everybody else was in 11th and 12th grade. And what I didn't realize was, so like I'm entering high school for the first time. What I did not realize was that when you get cast in a play, at least in this school, rehearsal was every single day after school. So Monday through Friday was rehearsal every day. And I didn't know that. And then once I learned that, I blew off rehearsal, like I would blow rehearsal off, and I got fired from Godspell, and it changed my life because it taught me the power of rehearsal, and it taught me how you can never rehearse enough, and that so it firing me was like the best thing that they ever could have done, because I stopped relying just on my natural talent, and then really just started working. So
so wait, did you have another important thing that you had to do so you couldn't rehearse, or you just were like, I'm gonna go like smoke with my buddies? Like,
I didn't smoke, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang with my friends, or I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna, I was like 14 years old, so I was just like, I'm just gonna go do what cool 14-year-olds do. And
big range, large range.
They caught me.
I like how you went and like got kicked out of Godspell and then named your first band Godhead.
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I was still just trying to compensate for getting kicked out. But
well, I'm excited. I'm so glad I got to play on your record. I think I've played something on almost every record you've put out. I mean, there may have been one exception because of the genre or the stylistic direction of something, but I feel like you've always kind of found a way to work your people into your music, which I've always appreciated.
Always. Well, I'm extremely loyal, but I also know talent when I see it, and that's you, like in spades. So you're one of the most talented people I know, and I'm so glad to have you on my tracks and also in my life. So thank you.
Yes, virtually for right now, but hopefully soon in the flesh.
I think I see you from a distance.
Yes, we did a session.
Yeah, so we did the whole mask up and stay away and
get back,
all that. Gotta follow the rules. Oh, and so recently I had you play on a song for the game Idle Champions, and that's actually being released next week. The Moneylender Mert. Yeah, the Moneylender Mert. That's just basically me on guitar singing and you on violin, and not on this record, but it's coming out next week, which is really, really awesome. Yeah. People are thanking you for playing on Mert.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you. My pleasure. That was really fun. It felt like such a departure from the vibe of what we normally do. I was like, Jason, are you sure this is the right song?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's for a game, and it was supposed to be like a bard in a tavern just singing. That's really the only one of the 8 songs that we recorded for that soundtrack. That was the only one that I wanted to sound more traditionally like it was coming from a swords and sorcery type place. Like all the other ones kind of have a modern twist to it, but people seem to really react to that well. So
yeah, that was, I just remember how many words there are in that song, and I was just so impressed that you guys like wrote it on a live stream as a group or something.
Yeah, we wrote it in 2 hours. So that's a show that I host every Tuesday on the Codename Games channel, and yeah, we pick a character from the game. My co-host Dylan and I start um, we pick a genre, we pick a character, and then the people in chat actually help us write the song.
I love
that's
that.
Pretty amazing, actually. And we've just done, I think we've done 27 episodes already, and it's like speed writing. You know, if this were the Queen's Gambit, it's speed chess. You know,
I love that show.
you just can't. You can't keep anything precious. You just have to make a decision and go, because you know that it's going to end in 2 hours. So,
yeah, that's a good exercise. I probably need to do that.
Well, maybe we can have you be a guest on the show.
That would be, yeah, just throw me right into the fire. It's the best way for me. Awesome.
Well, Aubrey, thanks for popping in, and thanks for playing for us, and thanks for playing on the record, and thanks for celebrating this with me.
Well, this is definitely worthy of celebration, and as is our friendship. And thank you, everybody who I haven't met out there, for listening to this music and tuning in today. So,
and tell everyone about your show. Where can they see your show?
Okay. Well, my show started it's on Facebook Live on my personal page, but it's a public setting. And I'm thinking I might be transitioning to a YouTube stream or maybe Twitch soon.
Maybe Twitch. I mean, there's a great community here already on Twitch that would love you. So,
you think they'd like the random ramblings of a stranger they've never met? Well, they met me today. But
that is Twitch. Twitch is people liking the random ramblings of someone they never met.
Cool. Well, right now it's every Thursday at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it goes for anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours, depending on what's going on and who's tuning in and what special guests we have. So they can find me on Facebook at just Aubrey Richmond, and the same thing for Instagram. So, yeah.
Great. Awesome. Well, you have a lot of fans here that are in the chat, so...
I'll have to go read them. I'll have to go read those and say hi to everybody. So
yeah, please do.
Thank you, Jason.
I know you have some built-in fans that would watch right away. So
that's awesome. I'll take it.
All right. Have a great night, Aubrey.
You too, Jason. Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much. Bye.
See ya.
Well, all right. Wow. We did it. We made it through 8 guests. Almost everybody that played on the album was able to be here live, which I later will look back on this and go, how the hell did we do that? But I want to thank Sean Becker, my technical director, he's the one that's making this look great. We had very few technical problems, all things considered. And Sean really knows how to run a show, and he knows how to make it smooth. So he's obviously my director on Mondays for Miller's Music Mondays, as well as the special events that we've had. And I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. I want to thank Amazon Music for donating all of those great memberships. And so if you won the giveaway, we will get you those, whoever won, we're going to get you those codes for the Amazon Music HD for a free year. And exactly, Stewart. Sean is a golden god. I mean, he's the best of the best. And I also want to thank Jimmy and Jordan at the Twitch music department, who are the ones that help get me on the front page and have been so supportive. I want to thank all of my mods who are so good, from the Demono to Lauren themselves, to P.A. Perryman, to Denoba, of course, and just want to say you guys are really keep this channel going. And thank you to the viewers for tuning in. Look, we can't be in person anywhere right now, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, as they say, and they say the light is bright. So maybe for part 2, maybe we'll have an in-person one. Who knows? Anyway, let's raid somebody. If you haven't said anything, jump in chat so we can take this raid, and we'll raid somebody. I'm now the Dungeon Master on the Gary Con Gaxmore channel for a for the game the Gax Pack, which we're going to be doing every Saturday at 5. So let's raid the GaryCon Gaxmore channel. This weekend is GaryCon, and GaryCon is named after, of course, Gary Gygax, who co-created Dungeons and Dragons and is considered the father of role-playing games. So let's go raid there and say hi to them. And definitely check out the album, everybody. I know we played it all tonight, but be sure to check it out, and be sure to share it with your friends, and if you like it. And part 2's coming. Like I said, part 2's already almost done. So the idea of that is it'll be out in October. And I hope everybody had a great night. And here we go over to GaryCon. Good night, everybody.